Once you practice, get into the habit of writing programs, your brain starts to think logically as towards the. Hey everyone, welcome back to a series on basics of programming using Python for data science. If you are an absolute beginner or someone looking to brush up their skills in Python, you have come to the right place. I am Saurav Agarwal, you are watching Datahat. Today we are going to learn everything you need to use while loops in Python. If you like the video and find it useful, make sure to give it a thumbs up. In this video, we are going to understand the basic syntax of while loop. We shall generate a sequence of numbers and print them. We shall iterate over a string. All in all, we shall write a complete program using while loop in Python. So make sure to stay till the end. Additionally, if at times you get stuck in something known as infinite loop, an infinite loop is something which runs indefinitely because the condition is always true. So if you are stuck in a situation of an infinite loop, we are going to talk about how to get out of such a scenario. First of all, let us understand the syntax of while loop. So a while loop is based on a condition being true, and this condition, the condition that you see here, is a Boolean expression. So what happens is a while loop repeatedly executes a block of code till that Boolean expression is true. Now let us write our primary program to generate number or sequence of numbers using while loop. So we shall take a variable, this is the control variable, we shall assign the initial value of 1. Then we shall write our while loop, while num less than equal to 5, print num, and then what we shall do, we need to increment the value of our num variable. We can increment it by 1, we can increment it based on the programming logic that we want to apply for. Let us quickly execute this program. I will clear, the screen is already clear, I will execute this. So you see, we are generating numbers in the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we generated a sequence of numbers and we printed them. Next, we shall take a string and iterate over that string using while loop. We consider a string S which contains Datahat. Now we shall take an control variable. This control variable will iterate over the entire indices of my string. Now for the string, we talked of how to index strings in Python, which is as part of a separate video which can be found in the I link above. Now let us iterate over this string. While L is less than length of my string. Why? Because the length of this string is 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. So length will be 7. Now our indexing will go all the way from 0 to 6, right? Because indexing in Python starts from 0. I will print S of L, and what I will do next is I will increment my index variable by 1. Let us quickly print this up while I comment this. So you see the characters of Datahat D, A, T, A, H, A, T are getting printed in the same sequence as they are provided in the string S. Right? So we know how to iterate or generate a sequence of numbers, how to iterate over any sequence, say a string, using while loop. Now we shall write a complete program using while loop in Python. The program goes as write a program in Python to print the first 10 numbers of the Fibonacci series. Right? So what is a Fibonacci series? A Fibonacci series is a sequence of numbers where the next number in the sequence is the sum of the previous two values. So the next number, which is the ith term, is the sum of I minus 1 and I minus 2th term. For instance, here 2 is a sum of 1 and 1. Right? You got an idea of a Fibonacci series? I want you to pause the video here, solve this out. Let me know in the comments if you were able to successfully execute it before heading on to the solution. Now we shall work out the solution of this program. So we need to take two initial variables here, a and b, 0 and 1, right? What we need to do next is, I will take a control variable which will count my sequence or the number of terms generated, which can be n. I will start n from, tell me what should be the value of n here? Because I have already taken two numbers here, my n will start from 3. So while n less than equal to 10, I need to print the values of a and b here. Print a comma b. Now c, the value of variable c will be a plus b. Now the underlying logic of this program comes with practice, right? As you practice more and more programs, I'll share a link with you in the description where you can go and practice programs using Python based on the different constructs that we already studied. For loop, control flow, if else, this while loop, right? Using all these constructs, go ahead, practice programs. Once you practice, get into the habit of writing programs, your brain starts to think logically as towards the solution of the program. For instance, this Fibonacci series, you will quickly understand that the logic behind this program is to take two numbers, two variables, store the initial values, and the next variable that comes up will be the sum of these two variables. For instance, here C is the sum of the first two characters A and B. Now what I will do is, I will assign A as my second term and B as my third term, right? So this is how the logic goes. With practice, all of these things will be very easy, very simple for you to follow up, right? Just you need to practice, get into the habit of practicing program. I will print C, right? And I shall execute this program. Let me execute this program. Before that, I will comment out my earlier part so that we don't mess up. Okay, now execute this. Okay, see what is happening here. As we talked before, you might accidentally fall into the trap of infinite loop, which goes on indefinitely because I have not incremented my control variable there. So every time this condition is true, in order to stop or terminate this infinite loop, I need to terminate or provide a keyboard interrupt, which is control C. See how I am able to get out of this infinite loop. This is what I wanted to show you. And because you have stayed here till the very end of this video, make sure you never mess up when writing programs using while loop. Right? Always check for the control variable and its termination. So what would be the termination here? I need to increment the value of n equal to n plus 1, so that after n was 3, it increments and goes to 4, 5, 6 and so on until a point it reaches 10. It can then execute out of the loop. Let me clear the screen here and re-execute this program. So you see, we will have 10 numbers generated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 10 numbers are generated in this sequence, and this is a Fibonacci series comprising of first 10 numbers. Right? Hope you've learned something new in this video. Make sure to comment below if you were able to successfully get it right. See you in the next lecture. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Give it a thumbs up.